Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Gooproad here, and explain to you why do we use educanon.com, why do we use these video lessons, and also how should you use them, and the expectations of you when you do use these. Some people might say, Mr. Gooproad, why do we have to do these video lessons? Why? Well, there's actually multiple reasons for this. So many times, not all the time, but sometimes instead of doing instruction like in class, on the board type stuff, we'll have a video lesson. One of the best reasons why we do these is so you can go at your own pace. So with these video lessons, if you want to pause, you can pause, something you didn't quite understand, you can backtrack, those types of things that you can go at your own pace. That's one of the best things. Whereas if it's teachers kind of explaining at the board and so on, you can't really pause the teacher in the class and so on at that time. It's a little bit more difficult to do. Another reason why we do this is it actually ends up taking less class time. If you think about it, sometimes with instruction, somebody's at the door, a student is trying to be funny, so they're making lots of comments or something like that, and they're just being annoying, disrupting the class, those types of things. So actually, it ends up taking less time to do instruction this way. So something that might take 10 minutes in class to explain, now with the video lesson, it only takes 5 because, again, you can go at your own pace. There's no disruptions. There's no phone calls, those types of things. One thing that's also nice about these video lessons is that I, as a teacher, I can check your understanding. So throughout these video lessons, we'll have questions and multiple choice, short answer, whatever. And then I can use these as an assessment to see how well you're understanding this. Whereas when you're taking notes or those types of things, it's a little more difficult to do, like walk around and so on. This is a very nice, quick way I can check and see how the whole class is understanding things, and also use it individual. Another great reason why to use these video lessons, like I mentioned before, like you can backtrack the actual lesson, or let's say a week later, maybe you kind of forgot some stuff, or you can go back to that lesson and refresh your brain about that. And it's also really great if you're absent, because if you're absent and you miss some instruction, well, there you go. Now you can just watch it, or even if you're at home sick, you can watch it. So let's move on to the expectations of you as a student when you're using these educanon.com video lessons or other video lessons. The biggest thing is that you're 100% all in, and that's what I expect of you, is that the purpose of us being at school, the purpose of watching these video lessons, the purpose of us doing these activities and so on, is for you to learn and for you to grow as an individual. So that means we need to be 100% all in. That means you don't have music playing in the background, Pandora going or whatever. It means you're not like listening and then you're like looking at your friend, what your friend's doing and talking to your friend, that kind of stuff. You're not on email. It's no. So this video lesson, you're 100% all in, zoned in on it, and doing what it's asking you to do. So sometimes it'll tell you like, hey, pause here, think about this, write that, draw that, answer this, those types of things. So you are fully involved with that, fully involved with listening, and if you have questions, you can write those down too. And then you're also backtracking. If you listen to something, you're like, oh wait, I didn't quite understand that. Let me back up a second. So that's exactly what you should be doing. So you should be active with your learning with this. Another expectation is every answer will be correct, at least eventually. Maybe not on the first try, because learning involves failing. Learning involves not being right away, and that's okay. That's part of learning. So I don't expect you to get everything right on the first try. The part of learning is being wrong, but what we do need to do is we eventually need to get these answers correct. These video lessons are going to contain instruction and like basic knowledge type stuff that we're going to build on. So if we don't fully understand what's in these lessons, we're going to have a harder time then once we get to like the bigger projects and bigger problem solving. So that's why we need to answer every single thing eventually correct. We keep trying, and that's okay. So that leads us to number 3. If you get an answer incorrect, which it'll show you if you got it incorrect, determine why. So that's your job first, is you don't be helpless and go, oh, ask somebody, whatever, is you try and figure out on your own. Why did you get that answer incorrect? Think about it. It might take you more than 30 seconds. You got to try. Learning takes trying and moving those neurons around, all that kind of stuff. So try and determine why. If you need to backtrack in the video, that's probably a good thing to do. And then when you re-answer, so you can go back and fix the question. So on the screen, I can't show it on your mine because I have a teacher account, but on yours, at the bottom, on like the progress of the video, there'll be those vertical lines. That's where the questions are. If you see one that's red, that means that that's answered incorrectly. So what you can do is you can click that vertical line, and then that allows you to go back to it, and then you can type in an explanation underneath the answers that were provided. So if it was multiple choice, there should be like a window underneath all those. You might have to scroll down to see it. So underneath there'll be a window where then you can type in an explanation. And then I, as the teacher, I can see your explanation. And then I can say, hey, yeah, this person now understands it. Or maybe not, they don't quite understand it. We need to have them try again or something like that. And the explanation you put in there needs to, at the very least, explain why is the correct answer correct. If you also put why was your wrong answer wrong, that's great too. That really helps show me if you do both. But at the very least, you need to explain why was the correct answer correct. Another thing that might happen, and this is okay, this is just part of learning. Let's say there's 5 questions in one of these video lessons, and let's say you get 4 of them wrong. That probably means that probably need some help. First thing we're going to do is have you rewatch it. I'm going to reset it for you. We're going to have you start out from the beginning. It's okay to hear things a second time, third time, fifth time, however long it takes, whatever, it's fine. And then I'm going to reset the lesson, go through it again. Hopefully you do better. Let's say you do that twice and you get 3 out of 5 incorrect this time. Well, that still sounds like it's like something's just not working for you. We need to provide extra help. So of course, in-person assistance. So that means that you and I'll help you out somehow. We'll have a meeting, call you over, maybe call a couple students over that are struggling, and we'll figure it out. To log into educannon.com, there should be like a red Google Plus button. You got to click that to then it'll have you log in through your Gmail account. So you should already be logged into Gmail. You click that Google Plus thing, you should be able to get logged in, and then you got to search for. And then if you're not already signed up for the class, if you search my last name, Gutbrod, then all the classes that I'm on there for should show up for you and choose the appropriate class. Thanks.